Today, we embark on a journey to explore the intricate world of Spartan fatherhood, where the pursuit of power and perfection superseded love and tenderness. Brace yourself as we enter a realm where discipline and cruelty went hand in hand, and fathers were not just expected to raise their sons, but to shape them into fierce warriors. Are you ready to immerse yourself in a world where power and perfection reign supreme? Are you prepared to confront the reality, no matter how unsettling it may be? Then sit back, relax, and brace yourself for a remarkable journey into the shadowy realm of Spartan fatherhood. Let's discuss the extreme measures Spartan fathers took to toughen up their sons. They believed that only the strongest and most resilient could survive in their society, so they didn't hold back when it came to training their boys. From a young age, Spartan boys were put through rigorous physical exercise, demanding military drills, and even painful endurance tests. But that was just the start. As they grew older, the training became even more intense and perilous. They were trained to fight with knives and other weapons, to hunt wild animals, and even to steal without being caught. Some were even encouraged to engage in homosexual relationships with older men as a way of building character and resilience. The impact on father-son relationships was profound. While some fathers undoubtedly felt pride in their sons' toughness and resilience, others must have grappled with the guilt and trauma of subjecting their own children to such brutal treatment. It's easy to imagine the conflicting emotions that must have plagued Spartan fathers as they watched their sons suffer, knowing that it was all for the greater good. Marriage in Sparta was a curious and savage affair, characterized by a unique combination of military might and social malaise. The Spartan people, renowned for their physical prowess and martial skills, were afflicted by a host of deep-seated issues that manifested themselves in their approach to matrimony. One of the most striking aspects of Spartan marriage was the status of women. Unlike their counterparts in other parts of ancient Greece, Spartan women enjoyed greater freedom and respect. They were educated alongside men, and even participated in athletic competitions. However, these privileges came with a significant caveat: they were expected to produce robust and healthy offspring for the Spartan state. Spartan men, meanwhile, were actively encouraged to take multiple wives and engage in wife-sharing, a practice in which a group of men would share a single wife. The goal was to ensure that the strongest and fittest men produced the most children, thereby fortifying Spartan society. But this arrangement had a darker side, as Spartan women were essentially treated as mere breeding machines, with little control over their own lives or the lives of their children. Infertile women could be divorced and ostracized, while children born with any physical or mental impairments were often abandoned to die in the wilderness. The emphasis on physical strength and military prowess also had a deleterious effect on Spartan marriages. Women were expected to be as physically capable as men, but they were still regarded as inferior. Husbands frequently beat their wives, and laws permitted them to do so if they deemed it necessary. Taken together, these factors contributed to a deeply dysfunctional and often abusive system of marriage in Sparta. While the Spartan people were renowned for their strength and military might, their society was plagued by iniquitous and disturbing practices that inflicted great suffering on countless women and children. In Spartan culture, fatherhood occupied a vital position and was held in high esteem. Spartan fathers were responsible for the upbringing and education of their offspring, and they undertook this responsibility with the utmost seriousness. One of the most striking characteristics of Spartan fatherhood was the intense bond that existed between fathers and their children. Spartan fathers were deeply involved in their children's lives, forming close and meaningful relationships with them. They were known to spend quality time with their children, often engaging in physical activities like hunting or participating in sports. This bond between father and child was viewed as indispensable for fostering the child's character and was highly valued in Spartan society. Moreover, Spartan fathers played a significant role in instilling essential lessons and values in their children that would prove advantageous in life. They inculcated discipline, courage, and self-reliance, which were deemed necessary for success in Spartan society. Fathers took great care to pass on these values to their children, emphasizing their significance through their own actions and example. In addition, Spartan fathers were responsible for their children's education. They ensured that their children received the best possible education, with a focus on physical training, combat skills, and strategic thinking. Spartan fathers took pride in their children's accomplishments and were known to encourage and support them in their pursuits. When evaluating the role of Spartan paternity in society, it is of utmost importance to acknowledge the positive and negative facets of this convention. On the one hand, the emphasis on military training and physical toughness engendered a robust and highly trained army, which was vital for Spartan subsistence. On the other hand, this emphasis frequently meant that the relationship between father and offspring was founded on a mutual commitment to physical potency and military expertise, rather than emotional and psychological welfare. Despite these difficulties, Spartan paternity played a crucial function in the nurturing of their offspring. They were tasked with instilling significant values and lessons, such as discipline, bravery, and self-sufficiency, which were regarded as indispensable for triumph in Spartan civilization. In addition, Spartan fathers took great pride in their children's achievements and were recognized for their encouragement and support in their pursuits. Moreover, the bond between Spartan fathers and their progeny was characterized by a profound degree of participation and intimacy. Spartan fathers were acknowledged for spending quality time with their progeny, often engaging in physical activities like hunting or sports. This bond was deemed vital in fostering the child's character and was highly valued in Spartan society. Overall, while Spartan paternity certainly had its controversial and extreme practices, it also had affirmative facets that cannot be ignored. The robust bond between father and child, the values and lessons imparted by fathers, and the emphasis on education and physical training were all critical components of Spartan culture. By acknowledging both the positive and negative facets of Spartan paternity, we can gain a deeper comprehension of this intricate convention and its impact on society. However, despite the emphasis on strength and discipline, Spartan society had controversies, including the ghastly act of infanticide. Newborns who were perceived as weak or sickly were subjected to this practice to ensure the strength and survival of the Spartan race. This is a grim reminder of the harsh reality of Spartan society. Although fathers were responsible for their children's upbringing, they were susceptible to criticism and punishment. If they were deemed too lenient or indulgent, they faced public shame and even exile. This strict enforcement of discipline and hierarchy defined Spartan society and influenced fatherhood profoundly. While we might disapprove of some of Spartan society's brutal practices, we must acknowledge that these people faced constant threats and challenges and did what they felt was necessary to survive. The context of Spartan fatherhood's history and culture should be understood. Although we may disagree with their approach, it was shaped by their society's requirements at the time. In conclusion, while it's tempting to judge Spartan fatherhood from a contemporary perspective, we must recognize that the concept of fatherhood is continuously evolving, influenced by social, cultural, and historical factors. We must also acknowledge that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to fatherhood, and every father-son relationship is unique. What values do you think are important to instill in your children? How can discipline be balanced with emotional connection? Most importantly, how can we create a society that values and supports all types of fathers? And with that, our journey comes to an end. But don't worry, there's more to come in this series as we explore fatherhood in other ancient civilizations. So stay tuned for more engaging, taboo, and maybe even inappropriate discussions. Thanks for watching.